We know that from our tax plan, we'll see an increase in, or that some of the components of our plan will help offset the loss in revenue. So, for example, getting rid of federal deductibility will mean that instead of using that increase in state revenue for government spending, we're going to use it to buy down rates. Our sales tax modernization plan will result in more sales tax revenue into the state. Our leveling of the playing field and spending less on tax credits and deductions and exemptions will mean that we'll be giving away less money to try and entice companies here. We won't need to do that because rates will be lower.
So what's the number? You don't know what the number is?
Well, as you know from the plan that we released, our plan calls for about $1 billion in tax relief.
Right.
Now, some of that money will be offset, as I said, with elimination of federal deductibility, with increased revenue from sales tax, and from having to pay out less for corporate giveaways.
But that's not our question. What cuts? Yeah, you'll make up some, but $1 billion worth? What are you going to cut?
Well, that's part of what the conversation will have to be about, David. I'm not going to negotiate against myself as we try to work out a plan with the governor and with the House.
Senator Dotzler, there are Iowans who say, government is bloated. Please cut government and give me a tax break. What do you say to those people?
Well, I say that that couldn't be further from the truth. We really are kind of coming apart at the seams when you look at education funding, higher education, what that means to economic development. And I really believe the number one issue facing our economy, and I spent 21 years in economic development, and in them 21 years, I've listened to Iowa business community, and to the person, they have always said this one thing: the number one issue holding back economic growth in businesses in Iowa isn't our tax structure, it is the lack of talent and intellectual capacity that's out there and the workforce issues. If we end up cutting education farther, especially the higher learning part, like our universities, where actually serve as a recruitment tool to bring people into Iowa, because we have a tremendous person shortage besides a skill shortage, it would be one of the gravest mistakes we could do, and I think stick a knife in the heart of economic growth.